All right, fellas. So, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle at Dokkan underscore global on X just tweeted. Well, I say just. It was around 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They tweeted, August producer's letter to be aired on YouTube. See details on the unification of operation schedules and info on the upcoming character. Starts 8/1 at 1800 PST. Again, that's around, I think that's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's usually when they do stuff. The start time may be subject to change without prior notice. That would obviously be a big mistake if they just changed it. Then no one would watch it. YouTube URL will be announced the day of. Don't miss it. And then they hashtag Dokkan Battle and Dokkan Battle Global, blah, 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 blah. So what exactly are they going to talk about in this August producer's letter? In my opinion, this is an important one. It's going to go one of two ways. And this is my opinion. I guess you could say it could fall somewhere in the middle. But I think it's either going to be very insightful, and it's going to give us an actual idea about the sync, the unification of schedule, or the unification of operations, I think they're calling it. So it could give us a very clear picture, or, on the other hand, they could, just kick the tires and do what they did last month, right? Where they just said, oh yeah, we're syncing, and we don't know when the characters are coming to the game. So I think that it's no secret that Global has very poorly executed the unification of operations. Very, very bad. So they announced this, if you guys will recall. Whew, I found it. That took some digging there. But it was all the way back in October of 2023. We have known that the games will be syncing up. So they have, I think, very strategically called it the unification of JP and international versions operations schedules, because they haven't, I think, had a super great vision of how exactly they're going to implement the new characters and the new events. I think you can see already we're getting some of the Tanabata LRs for, quote unquote, the EX part of the anniversary. I assume alongside God Topo, or at least, really shortly before or after God Topo. But to me, it really makes no sense. I feel like up until maybe this, you could argue this month, they've really made zero progress. I mean, realistically, have they made 10% progress to the sync? I don't know, man. When you're talking about 4 banners that are missing, it's not a great look. And you've had, again, it's been October. So we're 9 months since we've known about the international version sync up with JP. So I don't think they've done a very good job. I think it's been an absolute fumble. The way that they have handled the communication it's just been a fumble all the way around. I feel like they could have made small strides here and there, once a month, to catch the games up a bit quicker. And I do understand that they have things planned out until the 10th anniversary, but to me, I just don't see it. Maybe it's going to be this month, or maybe it's going to be next month after the Worldwide. Maybe they're going to really get serious about dropping some global content to catch up with JP. I think that the content is easy to catch up. You literally just throw in, 1 or 2 extra things every celebration, and boom, the content's caught up. That's exactly what they're doing with the Tanabata EZAs, right? So we're getting the 17 and Golden Frieza, Jiren, and then the LR Universe 7 EZA, right? We're getting all 3 of those LR EZAs. That's, boom, that's exactly how you do it. I think the tough part is implementing the characters. How are you going to implement the characters? So let's go back to the original point here, right? Is I think that this could go one of two ways, right? So the first way is they're going to be very clear, very concise about how are they going to implement these characters that are missing on Global. I think that it's very naive of them to think that, you know, people who are involved on social media don't see the Japanese global Dokkan, the Japanese version of Dokkan. I would wager that most people who are involved online have seen Tech UI Goku at a bare minimum. At a bare minimum. If you're watching this video, guaranteed, like you've seen some showcases or some, you know, Tech UI in some difficult content, right? Or you've seen God Topo, you've seen Jiren, you know, now Master Roshi. So hopefully they give us a very clear and concise roadmap and they actually listened to criticism. One criticism I would have to Dokkan is the communication has always been very subpar. Very, very subpar. And this is dating back essentially as long as I've been playing the game. When they started doing Dokkan Nows and producers letters, we're like, oh my god, are you serious? They're finally communicating with the player base? It was like unheard of. I mean, that was, you know, 5 years into the game or so, 5-6 years into the game. They started doing those. I'm sure you guys can, you know, think back to even before Koto. I forget the guy's name, but there was a producer of Global Dokkan. He was kind of a jackwag, and I wasn't a big fan of him, but he actually did some of those Dokkan Nows as well. He was infamously goofy and kind of bad at the job, I would argue. I mean, hence why we got Koto, right? And she did a much better job. She actually implemented some good ideas. You know, syncing up Golden Week, I think, was her idea. So again, that's the one route that you can take, is that they're going to be very clear and concise. The other route, of course, that they can take is they're going to just, you know, kind of kick the tires and just say, oh yeah, well, we'll be fully synced, or the unification of the global and international versions will be complete at this date, and then offer us no extra information. I really, really hope they, you know, Omatsu did, you know, he promised. I'm gonna just call it. He promised, right? He gave me a little pinky promise and a wink, right? We did the pinkies, and we kissed thumbs and we touched thumbs, right? We kissed our thumbs and we touched one another's thumbs. We did the pinky promise. He said that he was going to share some more information about the sync at the end of the anniversary, and here we are, right? So I have to believe in my heart. My heart is telling me that he's going to be, you know, transparent, and he's going to tell us when he's going to implement some of these banners. But my head is telling me something different. My head is telling me that, yeah, they're probably going to just say, hey, guess what? Topo's coming. And that's going to be it. And they're going to just, you know, go over basically what you're looking at right here. Maybe just a little bit more detailed. So I didn't intend for this video to be very, very long. What else could they potentially talk about? I don't think there's really anything else on anyone's mind. I think the biggest question mark for sure is Tanabata. Now, we're getting some of the Tanabata content, but again, where are you dropping the banner, bruh? Where are you dropping the banner? This is my guess. My guess, if I had to give it like an educated guess, it would be, I think they're going to drop it in November. That is my guess. And why I say that is the Super Dragon Ball Heroes celebration has never been a super huge celebration, right? I think they're going to start the Tanabata celebration in November like they always do, potentially in line with the Super Dragon Ball Heroes celebration, or maybe just after. I don't think JP is going to slow down at all. So again, this is where Global, they're going to have to start making some decisions. They're going to have to really start doing some stuff to catch the games up. Because if you're talking about waiting all the way until March when UI Goku comes back, you know, the Tanabata LR historically has come back on the Saiyan Day banner in March. If you're talking about holding on to him till March, man, that is so unfair. Why even announce the sync if you're not going to implement something for over a... At that point, it would have been over a year, right? It would be a year and a half after the announcement of the sync. And we still don't have all the characters that JP has. So, I don't know, guys. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. So, let's just go ahead and real quick, I'll give my sort of, you know, half-assed predictions here. My guess is that Tanabata is going to come pretty much right exactly when it usually does. Late November, early December. and it'll just kind of drop alongside whatever JP is getting. And then maybe we'll have, we could potentially get the Cell Max banner, because we already have the Ginyu banner, if you guys will recall, which was the Part 2 LR to Topo. So you guys might recall, so the Cell Max banner, I could see maybe being the Part 2 for Topo. Maybe they drop it like just a week after, right? Like they drop it a week after, because remember, Worldwide is coming, man. I mean, end of August, middle of August, we're talking Worldwide celebration, right? I mean, it is officially August 1st. They have some stuff to hammer out. They really have some stuff to hammer out. So you've got Cell Max, Roshi. I don't think Roshi's coming probably until January. That's my guess, is January. Potentially you squeeze him in December somewhere. I guess it's possible. And then Jiren, he's the Part 2 to the Tanabata. So you could straight up just... What if you just released both banners at the same time? What if you just did like a Carnival and Dokkan Fest right next to each other, like the anniversary? I mean, shoot, man, why not? Why not? That is kind of a dual Dokkan Fest worthy, banner situation. So anyway, guys, I'm starting to ramble a little bit here, but that is kind of my official prediction. Tanabata, November, Topo's coming up next. Cell Max, hopefully right after that. Jiren, hopefully alongside with UI Goku. And then Roshi probably in January. And then hopefully by the 10th anniversary, we will officially be synced up. Slap a like. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. It means the world. And I will catch you in the next one. Later.